Welcome all. I just wanted to give everyone a heads up about what's happening with the channel right now. A lot has happened at the back end of this year. I've managed to get close to 100 new FBI files released, reports, email conversations between FBI agents, pictures of latent fingerprints. I even managed to score some Riverside police reports. The next intended project for the channel was to be a video series detailing the comprehensive research done by Craggle regarding the fingerprint evidence in the Zodiac investigation. That is still very much going to happen, but I am pausing this project temporarily to work on researching these new files. So, a couple of months ago, I received 40 new-to-me files from the FBI, scattered across 3 separate PDFs, pertaining to the FBI's initial proposed involvement in the 2017 History Channel production. This receipt was a bit of a fluke because it wasn't specifically what I originally requested, and the fact that this material was sent to me in relation to the actual request I made will be explored in a video later on. Just a little more than a fortnight ago, I received 55 new-to-me files from the FBI pertaining to a specific request I made regarding the Cheri Jo Bates case out of Riverside. Now, what I received from this request was most of what I was looking for, and much, much more than what I expected. Under the FBI case number 32-27195, they released serials 24 through to 38 inclusive. 15 serials initially containing 55 files. The first 3 serials pertain to evidence from the 1960 VW Beetle driven by Cheri Jo Bates the night of her murder, specifically fingerprint evidence. We learn the exact location and quantity of the prints submitted by RPD to the FBI, and also exactly which ones were eliminated by checks against Cheri and her father Joseph Bates, among other things. There's a lot to cover in these 3 serials, and I will cover them in an episode for this series. The next 10 serials are quite reminiscent of many of the Zodiac case FBI files, requests for the FBI lab to check a suspect's fingerprints against the prints in the Riverside latent file. Among these, we have the reports for checks done on RPD's prime suspect, known as Bob Barnett, and we also have a suspect named in the files who got checked against the evidence that I myself haven't seen mentioned in the community before. We will explore this new suspect, along with the report concerning Barnett, in another episode. Now, possibly the most intriguing and potentially groundbreaking serial is 37. This was a request made by RPD in early October 1969, in fact just prior to the murder of Paul Stein in San Francisco, to check the Riverside latent file against the Napa County Sheriff Department's latent file, which at this point was still separate to the main Zodiac A10042 file. The Napa and Zodiac latent files wouldn't actually merge until after the 20th of October 1969. Already in the public domain, we actually have some FBI reports outlining a check made against 3 suspects, using the Napa A12397 file, before it was merged into the A10042. Not only do the new reports shed some light on the Napa print evidence, I even managed to get hold of some pictures of most of the latent lifts submitted and scribbled location details for each of them. The pictures are of poor quality, but we still can use the information on them to further advance our working knowledge of the other documentation representing the print evidence, like the ALSA3 sheets I discussed in a previous video. So even with just this latest release of files, there is quite a bit to unpack and investigate, especially with regards to the fingerprint evidence, so you can get an idea of why I'm temporarily pausing the A10042 series to focus on this. The potential to receive more information and files is also there, so this series will be on hold for just a little while yet. So if you're interested in some new material for both the Cheri Jo Bates case and the fingerprint evidence in the Zodiac case, then feel free to sub this channel and keep your eye out for new videos in the 32-27195 series. I'm really looking forward to sharing this information with the wider community, and I hope we can use it to make advancements in our knowledge tank and move forward a little bit more informed. So until next time, take care, and I'll hopefully see you all very soon for the next installment of this series.